Hi, welcome to another episode of Le Prof, the second football television, brought to you by Joe Mateka. And in today's video, we're going to do a post-match analysis and player ratings of the weekend's game against Bournemouth and Arsenal. And just to start, I think that Arsenal really dominated the first half of that game, and that they were able to. By the end of the halftime, it was 2-0, and that I don't think that Bournemouth really looked like they had that, like they could really threaten Arsenal in that first half. Arsenal really dominated the first half, and that one player that maybe I want to single out for his performances in that first half is Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus made such a big contribution for Arsenal to score the first goal. And I think that for most people who can remember his move is that I think he outmuscled one of those Bournemouth defenders, beautifully controlled the ball. Then he dribbled past one or two players, then made a pass to Martinelli, who was in the left wing. But then Martinelli had a shot from the left wing. The goalkeeper, then the goalkeeper could not handle the ball. Then Martin Odegaard had just to make a simple tap in, and much that Odegaard is the one that scored this goal. I think that Gabriel Jesus, I think, really played such a big part, and that in Gabriel Jesus, most Arsenal fans are really starting to see that maybe this is the kind of striker that is going to lead us to a first title in very many years. I think that he looks like such an awesome out and out striker, and that maybe this is the striker that Arsenal have been longing for all these years, and that his energy, his work rate seems to be very amazing, and that it's only a matter of time, and that we'll get to see how well Gabriel Jesus is going to help the Arsenal team, and that Gabriel Jesus in that match he had a goal ruled out for offside. I think it was around the 72nd minute. He had a goal ruled out for offside, and that he really played awesomely. And I think that Gabriel Jesus is just a quality striker that Arsenal have really bagged. And that in the second half when the game started, Bournemouth really started well, and they really looked very threatening till William Saliba scored his goal in around the till William Saliba scored the third goal, and this sort of silenced the team. And that when Arsenal had taken the 3-0 lead, then I think that there was not so much from the away team, and there were only maybe a few shots on target from both teams. But Arsenal looked like the better team even in the second half. Bournemouth only looked like a better team uh, after the first few minutes of the second half till the third goal. And I think that overall, I think that Arsenal really played well. I think that it was an away win. They maintained their 100% start record, and that a clean sheet, and they also had such an amazing game. And that you think that this is just a positive to take to our next match, which I think is against Fulham, and I believe that Arsenal really had such an awesome game against Bournemouth. So one thing that I like to also point out in that game is that Arsenal have only two strikers in Gabriel Jesus and Edin Ketia, and I think that having the both of these two players on the pitch at the same time, I think that it is really risky because we only have two strikers, and that the season has just started, and that I think that the manager really needs to find a way to interchange these players. They don't have to be on they don't have to be on the pitch at the same time, because I think that it is really risky because we only have two strikers, and that the league has already started. The league has just started, and that we have a whole season and so many other domestic games and other competitions, and I think that the manager really needs to find a way to rotate between Gabriel Jesus and Edin Ketia to keep fatigue at bay. Remember that fatigue is also one of the reasons that the manager, it's one of the reasons, it's one of the uncertainties that football teams really face. And another thing is that the manager needs to make sure that his players are fit for a full season. And in order to do that, then he really needs to play around with squad rotation, and especially these two players. And that, I think that is one of the major highlights that I wanted to point out in this video. Then the other thing that I also wanted to point out is that fans can't wait to see Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira joined Arsenal from FC Porto, and that the story that is only playing in the under 23s and in the versus the, and in the under 23s and in these other games, and that fans can't wait to see him play his first game. I know that him being a new signing, we don't know much about him. Maybe just apart from the few online videos and the games that we've managed to watch. I think that maybe in a game against Fulham, maybe he deserves a chance. Maybe he can start maybe he can come on as a substitute and show the fans what he's really made of. And that I know that Arsenal fans can't wait to watch one of their signings, Fabio Vieira, play his first game for Arsenal. And I think that is all that I had for my post-match analysis. I thought that Arsenal played brilliantly, and that there are plenty of positives to take from that game, and that our next match is against Fulham, and that I think that Arsenal have already gained the momentum, and that they are at the summit at the Premier League, and that fans are excited about Arsenal. Then just moving on to the player ratings. The player ratings, most people really love to start from the goalkeeper, but I'm going to start from the center forward, the number 9, moving backwards. And number 9, starting with our striker, Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus played very brilliantly. I think that it was either him or Martin Odegaard for the Man of the Match award. And that I think that in Gabriel Jesus, I think that Arsenal have really backed themselves such a world-class striker, and that he caused plenty of problems, and that he looks like really such an awesome striker and player, and that I think that Gabriel Jesus, for his performances, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Then we have Gabriel Martinelli played on the left wing, and on the left wing he really caused plenty of problems. This season Gabriel Martinelli looks very lively, and that his work rate, and that he never stops running, and that he's very quick, and that he caused plenty of problems for the Bournemouth fullback. And I think that his performances, I think he had such a brilliant game, and for that I think I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Then to the other flank, which was played by Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka seems like he's really gaining momentum, and that he has been Arsenal's best player for like the last 2 seasons. And I think it's only a matter of time before Bukayo Saka is really at his best, and I believe that Bukayo Saka also really played well, because I remember that he's the one who played the ball to Ben White. Then Ben White sent the cross into the box for Martin Odegaard to score Arsenal's second goal, and I think that he played really well on that flank, and for that I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Then moving on to the midfield, Martin Odegaard was all over, trying to string lots of passes, trying to break the Bournemouth defense, and he was all over. He's linked up with almost all the players, because in that position he sort of has lots of freedom to roam around. I think that his link up play with so many players seems to be amazing this season, and he scored 2 goals. Remember that he scored 2 goals, and that I say that I thought he had a brilliant game, and that it was either between him and It was either between him and Gabriel Jesus for the player of the match. And for that, I think I'm going to give Martin Odegaard a 9 out of 10 and the player of the match in that game. Then to the midfield, Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. I thought that they really provided such a good platform for the forward players to really play well and express themselves. And that Granit Xhaka is the one that provided the assist for William Saliba's goal in the, I think, the 54th minute. And I thought that they played brilliantly, and I really love this double pivot of Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. And I think for both of them, I think I'm just going to give them a 7 out of 10. Then to our fullback, the right wing, Benoit was offered to Benoit. I thought that Benoit played really well. He overlapped plenty of times. And he provided the assists for Arsenal's second goal, which was scored by Martin Odegaard. And I thought he defended and attacked brilliantly well. And most especially during the game, I thought that he overlapped plenty of times, got into the Bournemouth's half, lot of time. I know that he had a brilliant game. I think for that I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Then to the other fullback position, the left back was played by Zinchenko. Well, Zinchenko defended really well, and that I don't think that there were any instances in the game where Bournemouth players looked like they could really use his wing to cause any sort of problem. I think that he defended really well, but he never really overlapped plenty of times. I thought that in that game he sort of set back and defended well, but so not very many. I did not overlap plenty of times into the Bournemouth's half. I think for that I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Then William Saliba played brilliantly well. He looks like he's up there. Pace, power, whatever any striker wants to bring. I think that William Saliba looks very brilliantly. He looks like such an interesting signing, and that we'll only get to see plenty of William Saliba as the season goes by, as he gets to meet these top strikers, Haaland, Kane, Darwin Núñez. Then I think that's the moment that we really get to see what this centre back is really made of, but I think that he looks really composed. I think most Arsenal fans are really excited about William Saliba, and that he scored such a brilliant goal. The third goal that really silenced the Bournemouth team. And for his performances, I think that for William Saliba, I'm going to give him let's say an 8.5 out of 10, because I thought that he was brilliant. Then to his defensive partner, Gabriel Magalhaes also played really well, started the ball really well from the back, defended well, together with William Saliba. They made sure that the Bournemouth striker never really made a shot on target, and that for that I think I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Then to our goalkeeping department, to our goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale, apart from a few shots from the Bournemouth striker, then I thought that Aaron Ramsdale really had such a quiet game. And I think for that I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. And for our subs, we made a couple of substitutions. We had Eddie coming on for Martinelli, Takehiro coming on for White, and Emil Smith-Rowe coming on for Martin Odegaard. In all those three substitutions that came on, I think that Eddie Nketiah was the one that really looked like very threatening from that match. I think he had a shot saved by the Bournemouth goalkeeper, and that he looked very threatening from the moment he came on. And I think Emil Smith-Rowe had a weak shot on. I think Emil Smith-Rowe he had a weak shot on. He didn't send such a weak shot. during one time in the match, and that I think that we'll only have to wait and see how Smith Road will going to fare this season. Same with Takehiro. Takehiro thought he had a quiet game, and that he had a quiet game. He came out for Ben White, and yeah, I think he had such a quiet game. And for Eddie, I think I'm going to give Eddie a 7, Odegaard a 6 out of 10, and Takehiro a 5 out of 10. Then we also had another late substitution, Sambi and Tierney. They also came on, and they came on in around the 88th minute. And from the 88th minute, then it might be a little bit difficult to rate them from that game because there's not so much to say about their performance. Their short time that they were in the pitch, and yeah, that's are my player ratings for the Arsenal versus Bournemouth game. And I just like to thank everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you next time with some more videos. Thank you.